Hey, good evening YouTube. Steve in the garage for Westside Vegas Shooters, and I just wanted to, not actually sure I wanted to do this video, whether I'd be embarrassed or not, but the hell with it. I wanted to show off my panic buy that I bought right before the election because we didn't know the outcome yet, and I was pretty certain, like everybody else was, that Hillary was going to be our next president. So I ordered and paid for this rifle, thinking that either the prices were going to skyrocket when everybody else started to panic buy, or they were just plumb weren't going to be available at some point. So I went ahead and ordered it because I've been thinking about it and deciding, and didn't know whether I was going to get it or not, but I finally decided to pull the trigger on it. And there it is, my new purchase from, you guessed it, Century Arms. I have two other rifles from Century Arms. I have the C308 Sporter, which has been pretty decent. It's a little difficult to take apart and clean. The bolt's a little sticky. I'm hoping that wears in, but otherwise it's functioned pretty well. And I have the Zastava NPAP AK-47 from Century Arms, which hasn't had a single hiccup. I've put probably 1,000 rounds through it without a single problem. So I went ahead and bought the Century Arms hope you can see this. It's the C39v2 with the Zukov Magpul furniture. And the reason I chose this rifle, number one, I love the idea of the Zukov stock, because it not only is it a folding stock, it's a collapsing stock. So you can actually pull the stock out and collapse it, and it has a QD mount for a sling, or a regular slot for a sling there. But in addition to that, yeah, my thumb strength at the end of the day is not what it could be. There we go. You can also fold the stock, and it locks with a positive lock in place. And the nice thing about this is, even though it's locked in place, it doesn't affect the bolt. So you can still fire the gun with the stock locked out of the way. It's almost like having an AK pistol, except for a longer barrel. But if you needed to get off a few quick shots, folding the stock would not stop it. The stock does have a rubber pad on the back. I'm skeptical as to what kind of, it's pretty darn hard, a little bit skeptical as to what kind of recoil absorbing this is going to do. And the stock, because it's folding and collapsing, there is no buffer on this. So I'm going to guess that there's going to be some significant recoil from this bad boy, but we'll see. I also love the Zukov polymer forend because it has M-lock slots on the bottom, and I would like to put a vertical grip on this, so I'm probably going to put a vertical grip on this thing because I like to have a vertical grip. And then it has, of course, the proprietary new for the guide to lock on a mount for the sight. This is proprietary to Century Arms, so I'm going to have to get online and order a mount for that, to put a red dot or something on the top, because I like to have red dot on my AK-47s. I don't like to mount them way the hell up on the forend here, so I probably won't mount them on that, and I'll probably end up mounting it on that mount. But I've already checked, and the sights are nice and lined up. They're not canted off to the side. It's got the new chevron muzzle brake, which you can see there. It's the same muzzle brake I have on the C308. I'm going to give it a whirl and see how I like it. If I don't like it, I will change it out for the muzzle brake that I have on Zastava NPAP, which is a hell of a lot louder, but it's a very, very effective at decreasing the recoil. And the other thing is it comes with a single PMag, AK-47 style PMag here that you can see. And I've already tried this at the, when I took it out of the box at the store to make sure the sights were straight. I also checked the Magwell, and that locks in positively, very nicely, and there is zero wobble on this. This is a tight, beautiful fit. On my NPAP, it's not perfect. Remember that the AK-47s that are imported into the United States have to be imported with a magazine well that takes a single stack magazine, and then the importer has to cut the Magwell so that you can fit a double stack in there, and they change the Magwell. This is an American-made product, and the receiver, which is it's a little bit heavier than the Zastava, although that has wood furniture, so it's pretty similar in total weight. But this is a milled receiver, and you can look inside and you can see that the Magwell is completely smooth, and it's very, very even, and it just, to me, this seems like a much higher quality than my Zastava NPAP, and I'm really, really anxious to get it out in the range and shoot it, which I'm going to do this weekend. So I'm going to include this video is going to be not only an unboxing, but also the first shots. We're going to take it out, try it with a bunch of different magazines, and see how it goes. So we'll comment on that as well. As usual, the only thing I would say, now that I bought the Springfield Armory Saint that came with a beautiful hard plastic case, in contrast, the Century Arms box is a piece of shit. It's just a plain old wooden box with some egg crate, foam in it that looks like it came from a nursing home. So that's kind of a drag that they don't do a better job of that. But as long as the gun fires accurately, and as long as it doesn't have any cycling problems, then I'll live with the box. Anyway, hope you stay tuned. We're going to head out to the range and give this bad boy a shakeout. See you then. Okay, first shots with the Century Arms C39v2 with the supplied Magwell magazine. Let's give it a shot. Okay.
Try to hit the target.
It didn't lock open on empty mag, but it did fire pretty flawlessly.
You shot all your shots, I think, hit above.
Could be. I was just no, I have a lot of shots in the blue. Look at the blue. Okay, now we're going to try it with the Bakelite magazine. Range is hot. Again, did not lock open on an empty magazine. But all right, here's Bill shooting the C39v2 with the standard military steel magazine. This magazine is from Korea. You want to shorten that up a little bit? Okay. To shorten this one up, you pull on this. And then just put it. All right, and the range is hot. at about 35 yards out. All right, looks good. What do you think? How'd you like that compared to the AR?
I was expecting more of a kick.
Yeah, the muzzle brake is very
kick.
that muzzle brake is very effective. That's the standard muzzle brake from Century Arms. All right, we're back from the range at the garage with the C39v2 with the Zukov Magpul polymer furniture, and had a good session at the range. Number one, I want to say that this chevron shaped muzzle brake really performed like a champ as far as recoil reduction. I thought this gun had equal or less recoil to my Zastava NPAP, which has a much bigger muzzle brake, which is from Ventura Munitions. This is a smaller muzzle brake. I will say that it had a tremendous flash. So pretty much you can either hide the flash or you can reduce the recoil. I don't really see how you can do both. It seems to me when I put a flash hider on, or I had the original slant flash hider on the NPAP, I had way less flash but way more recoil. This is the opposite. So I'd rather have less recoil. I'm not in a military situation where my muzzle flash might give me away. So I'm good right now with minimizing the recoil. The only issue I had with the gun, which was not a big deal, was it did not seem to lock open on the empty magazines, either with the Magpul magazine that it came with, or the Bakelite magazines, or the GI Surplus all-metal magazine. And the GI Surplus magazine, I had some trouble disengaging it from the gun and getting it out, although eventually I got it out. It fired all the rounds. Tula ammo is what we used. Obviously 7.62 by 39, steel jacketed with the Burden primer. Had no problem at all. I fired some Wolf ammo through it, didn't have any problem with that either. So it ate all the ammo, used all the mags. The only caveat is it didn't lock back on the empty magazine, which I can live with that. So I'm going to say so far I'm really enjoying this gun. I think it's a beautiful gun. I really love the way they did the furniture. I love the folding stock because it's easier to put away in the safe. And it also, I noticed it has a little chamber in the pistol grip on the bottom that you can open up. It's a little challenging to get it to open up, but you can store batteries or one last bullet in there if God forbid you're in a situation where you need your last bullet, put it in there. But right now I'm going to say the C39v2, I'm really happy with this purchase, and I know I'm going to get a bunch of nasty comments from all the Arsenal guys, how this is a piece of shit and Century sucks and blah blah blah. You can save your comments because I've heard them all before. I'm happy with Century. Yes, Arsenal makes a fantastic gun. I'm taking nothing away from Arsenal, but I like the Magpul furniture. I like the M-lock slots on the bottom. I'm planning on putting a vertical grip on this thing, and I'm happy with this gun. So the good news for me is if I decide later to get an Arsenal, since Donald Trump's our new president and the Republican Party controls the Senate and the House, nobody's going to take away my privileges, and if I decide to buy an Arsenal, I'll have that option. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to leave any constructive comments, we're always happy to review them, and see you around the range. Steve from Vegas Westside Shooters.